Good morning, Sue Smith sitting in for Joanne Vrakis. Have you ever wished that you could keep track of your kids when they're not with you? Like, I don't know, put a tracker on their running shoes? Yeah, well, now you can, thanks to the shoe company Skechers. Chris Abel talks tech with us on Sundays, and he joins me on the line. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, honestly, I'm not sure how I feel about this. What is Skechers doing?
Okay, so Skechers just unveiled a new line of kids' shoes called Find My Skechers. And so there's 5 styles for both girls and boys. What is involved is that inside the sole of the shoe, there's a hidden compartment. And so you have the option to place an Apple AirTag inside that compartment and then use the Apple's Find My app to be able to track it just like you would track the AirTag if you put that into your luggage or a backpack or a purse. There's about a number range of different colors, and they go from $68 to $75.
Wow. I mean, yeah, on first reflection, I thought, well, this is helicopter parenting taken to an extreme, but I guess it's a good idea, when they're at that age where they're too young for you to be with them all the time, but not old enough to have a phone. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing. I've heard a lot from parents who said, look, I don't want to actually give my kids a phone to be able to get this. Would an Apple Watch be a better solution? And so even then, that seems to be overkill. So the idea that you have an Apple AirTag, that might be a good solution. What I like is that to install this, you need a screwdriver to access the hidden compartment to be able to place it into the sole of the shoe. Yeah. I like that just because it shows how difficult it is for other people to kind of mess with or access the Apple AirTag. If you just bought an AirTag and gave it to your kids to put into their backpack and fellow students find out about it, then it may be a source of mischief.
Right.
But in this case, it's going to be really hard for somebody to be able to get at your kids' shoes, and even then they're going to need a screwdriver to be able to get to it.
Right. Okay. Wow. All right. So coming soon to a Skechers near you. Let's talk about these humanoid robots that are going to school, because I also have a little bit of a hard time wrapping my head around this because they're humanoids, right?
Yes, this surprised me. So I've been following a lot of companies that have been making humanoid robots, and what has happened is that if you make a humanoid robot and you want to give it a brain, you of course give it artificial intelligence. Mm-hmm. Now, artificial intelligence depends upon you teaching it. You have to give it all the information to make it smart. So several companies now have decided that the best solution for this would be to simply just send the robot to school as if it were a human being, so they can learn that way. And literally, this is the case. So in China, we're dealing with the Shanghai Theater of Academy has just accepted a robot powered by AI by a robotics company, and it's into their PhD program. Because the one advantage, of course, these robots, they don't have to go through kindergarten or high school. No, they can start off as PhD students.
Yeah.
And so they've actually decided that the robot is going to show up on September 14th in class. This isn't going to be a remote course experience because they feel just as important. The robot has to learn not only from the course of the teacher, the professor, but from fellow students. So this robot is actually designed to interact with the other students during the classroom, to ask class questions, to be able to participate in projects and things like that. Yeah. To demonstrate what this might be like, when they made the announcement, they arranged for journalists to come and have a chat with the robot. And the robot had said that it looks forward to being able to interact with the other students. It also has the ability to play calming white noise when it senses that its fellow classmates are feeling down. It joked that if it failed to graduate, then probably its system and data would be downgraded or deleted. And said if that happened, it said, well, then they probably will donate me to a museum. That sounds pretty cool, too. At least I will still be part of art history.
Jeez. So I guess so how does the robot learn then? It does like hear, or it reads, and like how does the input?
Same as it's a humanoid robot, so it's listening.
Yeah.
It's watching with camera eyes, and then it's interacting with fellow students by talking.
That's crazy.
So it's learning again, just like a human student would.
And it's the second robot to do that, right? There was one that did philosophy. Because these are also esoteric courses, right? You think that those are the one things that I think humans comfort themselves with, like, well, robots can't be artistic and they can't be philosophers, but maybe they can.
Yes, in the United States in 2017, Hanson Robotics, big famous robotics company, they sent a humanoid robot to the Tarsem Movement Foundation and to the Notre Dame de Namur University. And that robot managed to earn a superior quality grade and later ended up co-teaching at West Point.
Crazy. Okay. All right, now let's turn to something kind of ridiculous coming to a door near you. How would you feel if you walked up to a house on Halloween and heard this?
Step into the shadows and enter my realm of the dead. May your night be filled with spooktacular thrills and chills.
I don't know if I'd go in, Chris. What is that?
Well, that is the latest version of Home Depot's very famous viral humanoid skeleton called Skelly. Mm-hmm. So the last couple of years, Home Depot, this has been a huge, massive craze that has surprised a lot of people. People going and buying a 9-foot tall, and then it became a 10-foot tall, and now a 12-foot tall skeleton you can put out in your front lawn. These big, massive skeletons have been very, very popular, always surprising how many are out there. Well, now, for this year, they've shrunk the skeleton down to 6.5, but made it high-tech. Mm-hmm. So this is now an app-controlled skeleton. You can pull out your smartphone, you can animate and choose different animation for the eyes, you can choose the motors that are built into the mouth, and the arms move around. But as you just heard, this is a talking skeleton. And so not only does it have 5 different scripts that it goes through by itself, so somebody who approaches your house, the skeleton becomes alive and you hear the phrasing that we just heard, but you, by connecting with your app, you can actually be the voice yourself. So you can actually speak through the skeleton live. And they say this is great because you can then give customized comments to the people coming to your door to trick or treat. You know, hey, great costume there. And you can even pre-record your own messages, all sorts of cool stuff. Plus, the skeleton acts as a Bluetooth speaker, so you can play music, you can play sound effects. This sounds really, really cool.
Are you getting one, Chris?
I'm looking at it. Yes. So this was just unveiled as part of the collection of skeletons in the U.S.
Yeah.
Home Depot Canada is taking a look at which ones are going to be featured in Canada. Of course, the app-controlled one, Ultra Skelly is the name, is certainly going to be here in Canada.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, I don't know if I'd go up to get my candy if a skeleton like that was guarding the door. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
That is Chris Abel. He talks tech with us every Sunday here on the show. Coming up, we're going to check in with Dr. Christopher Labos about Canada's measles epidemic.